Okay, hello everybody. This is SCORE Cleveland, and I'm with Richard Brown of the Minority Business Assistance Center, who'll be our presenter today. We will start the webinar in just a minute. We know everyone can't get on board precisely at noon, but we will give another minute here, and then we will get going. And hope everybody's able to stay warm. And was clearly unseasonable weather for Cleveland. We should be in the 40s right now, according to one of the local TV stations, which gets getting excited about the snow this weekend. I'm not excited about it. um, so with that, we're going to get going. Let me bring up my slides. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I'm going to talk about SCORE just for a minute here. SCORE is the sponsor of this event. Basically, this is about our mission and our vision and how we work with everybody. We foster vibrant small business communities through mentoring and education. We believe strongly that the national economy depends on small business, and SCORE volunteers always are volunteers. You will never be charged a fee for working with a SCORE mentor. SCORE is the largest network of free volunteers in the country. We have over 10,000 people. And no matter what stage of your business, SCORE has a mentor for you. You can request a mentor by going to score.org and clicking on Request a Mentor. If you say just SCORE, you'll wind up with information about the Guardians or the Browns, but that's not us. You have to say score.org and then click on Request a Mentor. We empower everyone who comes to us without fear or favor. We do not make any distinctions of any kind. This is our website. So if you see this, you know you're in the right place. If you are from outside of the Cleveland area and another part of Ohio or elsewhere, enter your zip code and you'll be directed to the nearest SCORE chapter. And that is the end of our slides. This is our website. So let me stop sharing here for a minute. And now I'm going to bring up the slides for our presenter, and he will take it away. So hang on a second here. Okay, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dan, and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar today, talking about certifications, state certifications in particular. My name is Richard Brown, and I'm the Senior Business Advisor with the Minority Business Assistance Center here at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. And what we do with the Minority Business Assistance Center, we assist our clients in what we like to call 4 areas, and those 4 areas, we call them our pillars. And the first one we'll talk about is certifications, and we assist you with getting your business certified with the state of Ohio. Currently, the state of Ohio has 4 certifications, and we're going to talk about those today that they offer. So I won't spend a lot of time with that right now, but those 4 certifications are the MBE, which is the Minority Business Enterprise Certification, the WBE, which is the Women's Business Enterprise Certification, the EDGE, which stands for Encouraging Diversity, Growth, and Equity. I know it's a lot of acronyms, but again, we will go into more detail throughout the presentation today. And then the last one is the Veteran-Friendly Business Enterprise Certification. And so we assist our clients with obtaining those certifications. So that's one of the things that we do. We also assist our clients with contracts and procurement with the number of different organizations that we work with. When they have contracting opportunities, they reach out to us to see if we have qualified clients who would be able to participate in those opportunities. A third pillar is access to capital. And so we assist you with getting the funding that you need for your business. We have a number of different lending partners that we work with. We have funds available in-house with our Entrepreneurship Center here at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland that we can assist you with funding. And also the state has funding programs that are available to those who qualify as well. And then the last pillar would be our business and technical assistance. And that's where we assist you with things like your business plan, your marketing strategy, your capability statement. We assist you with your financials, knowing your numbers, your financial projections, your financial statements, such as your balance sheet, your income or profit and loss statement, your cash flow statement. And we also have consultants who can assist you with tax issues. If you have issues with your taxes, we have consultants who can assist you with that. We have consultants who can assist you with if you have a contract opportunity that you're looking at and you're trying to pursue it. We have consultants who can assist you with reviewing that contract opportunity with you as well. And these services are free of charge because we are part of the state of Ohio. And so we definitely want to be a one-stop shop for our small businesses, helping them to grow and scale. The Minority Business Assistance Center, we service 8 counties. Cuyahoga County is one of them. And we just look forward to the opportunity to help small businesses to grow and scale with the different services that we offer. And also, if we don't have the services in-house, then we act as a conduit and we will reach out into our ecosystem to connect you with the other resource partners in our ecosystem who may have services that are a better fit for what your business needs are at that present moment. Our ecosystem partners include people like SCORE, and we look forward to these opportunities, and we're thankful for this opportunity to partner with SCORE on this webinar on today. So that is an introduction of our center and who I am. Next slide, please. And we're going to save the questions to the end. Well, I did see one question come into the chat. Well, it's minority is not just a question as far as minority. So minority could be considered a woman-owned business. That could be considered a minority. So it's not just ethnicity. There are a number of certifications, not just the minority business enterprise certification is based on ethnicity, but there are other certifications. With the women's business enterprise, that's the business that's owned and controlled at least 51% by women. And we have veteran businesses, and then there's the EDGE certification. So it's not just based on minority. So hopefully that answers the question for someone who had that question in the chat. All right, so what is certification? Put plain and simple, a certification is a document that represents an underserved minority group, allowing that minority group the same access as its competitors. Next slide. Okay, and the types of certification, I did touch on this briefly, is the state of Ohio. The state of Ohio, I did touch on those programs. They have the MBE, the EDGE, the VBE, and the WBE. Then the city of Cleveland, business owners bidding on city of Cleveland contracts, or those who desire to build projects in the city are required to comply with Chapter 187. The purpose to ensure that by participation by Cleveland small businesses, MBE, minority business enterprise, and female business enterprise. So these certifications must be completed by the Office of Equal Opportunity so that the contractors may receive participation credits when hired. And so with that being said, the city of Cleveland does have their certifications. We do not provide assistance as far as walk you through the certification process with the city of Cleveland, but we do connect you with the resource partners and the procurement team who may be able to will help you with that certification process. Next slide, please. Okay, Senate Bill 105. It was a bill that will allow certification obtained from the state to be recognized by local governments across Ohio, thus eliminating or reducing the need to apply for multiple certifications, proving a business is a minority or woman-owned business. And so that certification, that Senate bill was passed. However, they have not rolled out the full infrastructure of what that's going to look like. And so we are still operating under the same format as we have in the past until we get further notification. And everything's been put in place. As you can imagine, that's probably going to be a lengthy process, as has been a lengthy process so far. And so when we have further information regarding that, then we can provide you with that information as we're aware of it, as we're made aware of it. Next slide, please. Okay, so the first certification we are going to talk about today is the Minority Business Enterprise Certification, also known as the MBE. And the state of Ohio program establishes a 15% set-aside procurement goal for the state agencies, boards, and commissions in awarding contracts to certified businesses. Okay, the MBE program is an ethnicity-based program designed to assist minority businesses in obtaining state government contracts for goods and services. So some of the requirements or the qualifications are you must be a full-time Ohio resident. Your business must be a for-profit business and in business 1 year. You must possess requisite knowledge of the business and the industry, have control over the day-to-day operations, and demonstrate capability and or expertise. Owned and controlled by a U.S. citizen and Ohio resident who belongs to one of more of the following minority groups. Okay, African American or Blacks, American Indian, Asian, or Hispanic or Latinos. Next slide. Okay, so the next certification we're going to talk about is the Women-Owned Business Enterprise Certification. And with this certification, the State of Ohio's WBE program is designed to assist women-owned businesses in obtaining contracts. Additionally, the program provides certified companies an opportunity to receive reciprocal certification with other states. The State of Ohio enters reciprocal agreements with WBE certification became available as effective October 9th, 2020. Requirements are full-time Ohio resident, a for-profit business in business 1 year, possess requisite knowledge of the business and industry, have day-to-day control of the operations, owned and controlled by a woman who is a U.S. citizen. Okay, so at least a 51% ownership, needs to be 51% owned and controlled by women or a woman, has an established residence in the state of Ohio, a reciprocal state if certified pursuant to the revised code. Okay, so note reciprocal agreements are in progress. Once finalized and in effect, a list of applicable states and organizations will be listed on the website. So that's something that's an ongoing process right now. Next slide. And so the next certification is the EDGE certification, also, and that stands for Encouraging Diversity, Growth, and Equity. Okay, so for the state of Ohio, the EDGE program establishes an annual procurement goal currently set at 5% for state agencies, boards, and commissions, as well as guidelines for state universities in awarding contracts to certified EDGE businesses. The EDGE program is an ethnicity and gender neutral program designed to assist socially and economically disadvantaged businesses in obtaining state government contracts in the following areas: construction, architecture, and engineering, professional services, goods and services, information and technology services. So before you go, okay, so this is, it says right here, this is ethnicity and gender neutral. So I just want to put that in, keep that in mind. Next slide, please. And so for the requirements are the eligibility, you need to be a full-time resident, a for-profit business in business 1 year, possess the requisite knowledge of the business and the industry, have day-to-day control and demonstrate capability and expertise, owned and controlled by a U.S. citizen and Ohio resident who is both socially and economically disadvantaged. And so for the social disadvantage, it could be ethnicity, female gender, chronic physical or mental disability, business owners, long-term residences in an environment isolated from the mainstream of American society, also known as a hub zone. Additionally, must employ 35% of the workforce from within a hub zone. Okay, that's the social disadvantage. Then the economic disadvantage is based on your personal net worth, and your personal net worth cannot exceed $750,000 at the time of application, does not exceed the U.S. Small Business Administration and small business size standards based on NAICS codes, and could be average gross receipts for employees, fair market value, okay? Fair market value of all assets less than $6 million. So that's two key things you want to keep in mind is your personal net worth cannot exceed $750,000. That does not include your primary residence, and the fair market value of all your assets have to be less than 6 million. And again, if you have, like I said, this was ethnicity and gender neutral. So female gender, if you have a disability, for the social disadvantages, you don't have, for the social disadvantages, you don't have to meet all of them, but you have to meet at least one of them, either ethnicity, female gender, physical disability, you live in a hub zone, or the other one is the other ones as far as additionally most employ at least 35% of the workforce from within a hub zone. So you have to meet one of those social disadvantages to qualify for the EDGE certification. And also you have to meet the other, for the economic disadvantage, you have to meet the personal net worth requirements and the other requirements that are listed for that, the net worth, and also the fair market value of all your assets. Next slide, please. And so the last certification we'll talk about is the Veteran-Friendly Business Enterprise Certification. Okay, so the state of Ohio's VBE program establishes procedures for applying a preference to the bids or proposals for state contracts. The program is an ethnicity and gender neutral program that provides price preference or proposal bonus points to certified companies who compete to contract with the state to supply the goods or services it needs, including eligible construction services. So then for the eligibility, at least 51% of the business is owned by veterans or persons on active service. The business is either certified by the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs as a service-disabled veteran-owned small business, or veteran-owned small business and owners meet the definition of a veteran, or at least 51% of the board of directors are veterans or persons on active service, or at least 10% of the business employees are veterans or on active service. Note, only one of the four must be met. So you have to meet one of these different criteria as far as for the Veteran-Friendly Business Enterprise. Next slide. So what are some of the benefits of certification? So some of the benefits of certification are, number one, access to contracts. And what we like to tell our clients is the certification is an opportunity to bid on a contract. It is not a guarantee of a contract. So once you get certified, especially when you talk about the MBE, the state of Ohio has a 15% MBE set aside goal. So if you qualify for the MBE, 15% of the contracts that are going through the procurement site, which is Ohio Buys, 15% have been set aside for MBEs. The EDGE goal is 5%. So if you have that EDGE certification, there's a 5% set aside goal. There is no set aside goal for the Women's Business Enterprise or the VBE. So that access to contracts, so that could be very key in your business. One contract could take you to the next level in your business. If you land a sizable contract, I've had some clients who've had contracts in the millions, and that's made a significant difference in the trajectory of their business. It took them from one level to the next. So that contract can be very significant. Again, certification gives you that opportunity to bid on the contract. You still have to do the work. You still have to do the networking. You still have to go to the meetings and present yourself and still give that contractor, that prime contractor, if you're a sub, reason why they want to do business with you. So that's very important to do all your due diligence, familiarize yourself with the bidding process. If they have a pre-bid meeting, you want to be at that pre-bid meeting to meet the different contractors on that project. So it's important to do all those due diligence things, even when you do get that certification. And I like to always say relationships are everything. So you want to make sure you establish relationships in the process. The next benefit of certification is financial bonding and assistance. The state of Ohio has financial bonding. They have bonding that they offer, minority bonding. They have loan programs for those who get certified. And there's some programs you're not required to have certification, but there are a number of different loan programs available at the state level for businesses. I like to say a lot of times, you know, the different certifications, the certification is your access card to all these different services that the state of Ohio provides. So we have loan programs and bonding. Another advantage is competitive advantage. After going through this process, this certification process, this vetting process, if you will, it lets that prime contractor know that you are ready to engage and do business. So that's the main thing. It lets them know that you are a legitimate business. And it's not like, it's like you're a front or something. It's your business and you have ownership and control. And that's so important. That's one thing that the state is looking for when you go through that certification process. They want to make sure that you have ownership and control in that business. And then again, the increased revenue. If you get that contract and that opportunity, that's going to increase your revenue. That's going to allow you to make more money so you can hire more people, employ people, more employees, and things like that, and have that positive impact, economic impact on your community. Next slide. Okay, so talking about access to contracts. All right, so opportunity to compete in the shelter bidding process. That's one of the benefits for MBEs, and to be eligible for subcontracting opportunities and edge to exclusive certified businesses. Another benefit is you're listed in a statewide searchable database. So the state has a database. So once you do become certified, if someone's looking for your particular business and the industry that you're in and service that you provide, if you're certified, your company's name is going to appear in that database. And so then also, and I did touch on Ohio Buys. Ohio Buys is where all those different contract procurement opportunities are. And the website is there. It's want to take a picture of that screen if you want to and go to that website just to kind of look around, but we offer assistance with that as well. Our Impact Center, we have an RFP website. So once we get opportunities, we post those on our website as well. So you can take a look and see there's something there that may be of interest to you, may be a good fit for your business. Another opportunity is networking opportunities, networking with other certified businesses, pooling your resources, doing collaborations with other businesses who are certified. Next slide. So did you know through the Ohio Department of Development, business owners have exclusive access to certain loan and bond programs, which you touched on, which can provide access to capital. So here's some of the programs for access to capital for business development programs, so MBE and the EDGE. So let's go to the next slide. So here's some of the programs that the state of Ohio has. The State of Ohio Minority Business Development Division Financial Assistance Programs. We realize that a frequent obstacle to minority and small business expansion and growth is the lack of capital. The Minority Business Development Division administers loans and bond programs that promote the growth and the establishment of minority and small businesses in Ohio. So for one of the programs, we have the Ohio Microloan Program, and it was created to help stimulate the growth of new, it says at least 1 year in business. That has been changed. You need to be in business at least 2 years, generating revenue and positive cash flow, and existing state certified MBE. So you can be either MBE or WBE to participate with this loan program. Businesses with the microloan, the interest rate is 0%. The minimum loan amount is $10,000 and the maximum amount is $45,000. And so with that loan program, it's 0% interest, 0% down payment. They don't pull your personal credit. So it's a great loan program to be, and there's no application fee. But the thing about it is these loan programs, even though they don't pull your personal credit, it's based on the financial performance of your company. And if you want to learn more about it, you can always schedule a one-on-one counseling session with the Minority Business Assistance Center. And we'd be happy to give you more detail. This is just a high level overview. I don't want to go into too many details at this time. Okay, so the next one is the Minority Direct Loan Program, provides funding up to $1.5 million for eligible businesses for projects such as land, building, machinery, or equipment. The purchase rates at 1.5% for the state portion of the loan. Then we have the Collateral Enhancement Program, provides lending institutions with cash collateral deposits used as additional collateral support for loans made to eligible small businesses. Another popular loan program we have is the Women's Business Enterprise Loan Program. and the business must be owned and controlled at least 51% by women. You don't have to be certified, but it is recommended that you do become certified. Reason being is it provides loans to certified and non-certified women-owned businesses at or below market rate, currently up to 3%. And the reason why we say that is if you're certified as a women's business enterprise, the interest rate is 1.5. If you're not certified, it's 3%. And so the minimum loan amount is 45,000 and the maximum amount is up to 500,000. The maximum amount, is 500,000. And it can be used for machinery and equipment, and it can also be used to purchase owner-occupied real estate. If you have existing real estate and you want to do some renovations and upgrades, it can be used for that as well. Okay, and so the next program we're looking at is the Minority Business Bonding Program. Provides surety bonds up to $1 million to approve state-certified minority businesses. The other program is the Ohio Capital Access Program. It provides lending institutions with cash deposits, bank loans up to $350 for land, building, machinery, and equipment. It can also be used to support working capital needs, such as inventory. Can you pull that up a little bit? I can't see the last part of that. But that's another good program that you're available to participate in. Okay, so we'll go to the next page. So again, with the certification, it gives you a competitive advantage. Once you get that certification is a credential. I mean, you earn that certification so you can use it in your marketing to your peers. I mean, and it lets, like I said, it lets other businesses know that you have went through this vetting process with the state of Ohio so that your financials should be in order when you go through this program. And again, we will assist you, with your financial statements. We will assist you with the certification process. We hold your hand. We have a certification specialist who will walk you through it step by step. So you're not trying to do this by yourself, because a lot of times what we find is businesses can get overwhelmed when they try to do this certification process, by themselves. So certification can be used to market your business to non-governmental entities who also have supplier diversity programs. Also consider marketing to your peers. And there are there MBE, EDGE, or VBE certified business you can use and other services that you can benefit from. So like I said, you can network with other certified businesses. I mean, it's their relationships. And I always like to say relationships, are everything. It's important to build relationships in business. And that's going to make the difference. That relationship that you establish with some person, that business or person could be the difference for you going to your next level. Okay. We'll go to the next slide. I see a question. The certifications are free. We do not charge you for the certification with the state of Ohio. I'm going to answer that question because it's there in front of me. We don't charge. It's free. So if anybody's trying to charge you for that, run away. We do it for free. The Minority Business Assistance Center is here to assist you with that certification. So what are the steps? How do I become certified? So now you're interested, you're ready to get certified. First thing you want to do is contact the Minority Business Assistance Center, or MBAC for short. Okay. And we will walk you through the checklist. And like I said, the checklist, you look at it, it's a few documents. I mean, they're going to dig deep because they want to make sure that you are a business and that you are, that you have ownership control of that business. So, and then we'll help you walk you through the checklist and gather your supporting documents and make sure that you understand everything on the checklist. Some things on the checklist may not apply to you. So again, even with that, we'll assist you with how to respond, because the state is going to require that you respond to every item on the checklist. Either if it doesn't apply to you, you still have to respond. Just can't say NA. And then after you submit all your documentation, once you have submitted all your documents together, you're then able to send them to your business advisor who will review them. We're going to give you that one final review, make sure everything looks good before we actually submit, because we want to eliminate back and forth with the state. We don't want to have a situation where they're asking for additional documentation after you submit it. That's just going to delay the process, make it take longer. And so we want to make sure that we do it right the first time. And that's why you're working with us. And then once you have all your documentation together and you're ready to submit um, and do the application on how Business Gateway, the unified application, then we can go to the next, then we submit to the state. Um, and once you have been submitted, then the state will assign a contract officer to your application. And the goal is to have them, once they review your information, that everything is good. So the next step, we go ahead to schedule for an interview. Once they schedule for the interview and make sure what they're going to establish in that interview is that you have ownership and control of your business. And once they do that and everything looks good, then they'll submit their findings to their management team, and then their management team will come back and let you know whether or not you've been approved for the certifications that you applied for. So certification is a great tool. It's a great tool. And we do encourage businesses when you are applying, if you're eligible, so you may be asking yourself, well, can I apply for more than one certification? Yes, you can. If you qualify, you can apply for all four. You can apply for the MBE, the WBE, the EDGE, and also the VBE at the same time if you're qualified. So you don't just have to apply for one, you can apply for multiple certifications at the same time. And we encourage that so you don't have to repeat this process again just by applying for one certification at a time and going through that process. Right now, we're telling our clients that the time frame is anywhere between 90 to 120, up to 120 days for the state. However, we've seen that there's been an uptick, so that's good. But again, what we will rep and warn to you today is up to 120 days. It could take less. We don't know. But the key thing is to make sure that the documentation is correct, it's concise, and that way they can go through it and they don't have to start guessing and wondering because they see things that don't make sense. Then that's going to raise red flags and they're going to ask questions and they'll start digging to see if there's other flaws or inconsistencies in your documentation. And the main thing with the state is what they're trying to do is prevent fraud. They're trying to eliminate fraud because you have people trying to take advantage of these programs and they don't really meet the criteria or the requirements. Next slide, please. So after you get certified, what next? So we're not done. We're not going to just leave you and just run off like you got certified. That's the end of the game. No. We're going to stay with you, work with you after you get certified, making sure that you have your capability statement. Some of you may be asking, what is a capability statement? Capability statement is your business resume. So just like if you go to a job interview, you have an employee resume, your business has a resume. And the capability statement shows, what your business is all about, what type of, if you have certifications, that your certifications be on there, your NAICS codes. NAICS code stands for North American Industry Classification System codes. And so basically what that is, it lets businesses know what codes or industries that you operate in your business. If you're in the trucking industry, if you're in retail, if you're in janitorial, what have you. So those codes will be on your capability statement. And so we also assist with contract procurement. So again, like I mentioned before, we would work with our resource partners, organizations that we work with. When they have contract opportunities, we try to plug you in, match make you with those contract opportunities when they become available. And the last thing we tell you, encourage you, is to attend our events and our workshops. Stay in the loops, continue to keep your learning process going. Be always learning because things change all the time. And so there's always new information that's on the horizon. You just want to make sure that you are aware of the changes and updates and how it's going to impact your business. And so we encourage you to attend the events and workshops that we have. And once you receive information from this training today, hopefully you'll be on our mailing list and you'll be notified of the different events that we have here available with the Minority Business Assistance Center, and not just the Minority Business Assistance Center, with our Entrepreneurship Center here at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. Actually, we have 3 centers. We have the Minority Business Assistance Center here at the Urban League. We have the Small Business Development Center, and we also have our UBiz Venture Capital Center at the Urban League. So we have 3 centers housed under one roof here at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. Next slide. Okay, and this is the checklist. So this is the required documents checklist. I saw someone ask a question, do I have to be an LLC? No, if you are a sole proprietor, you can still become certified. Um, but these are some of the business structures. Um, we have LLCs, we have corporations, S corporations, partnerships, but also sole proprietors, you are also eligible to be certified. Okay, so this is the checklist of documents. I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you can see, it's 13 pages, 13 documents on the first page. Um, and again, and that's what the certification specialist and our team is here for. And we would definitely make sure that we walk you through each item on this checklist. Uh, so I'll look at the first item says, you have to have a passport, a birth certificate, or certificate of naturalization, and also an affidavit. Then the next item, last tax year state of Ohio tax return for at least 51% owner. Again, the checklist is extensive and we will walk you through that checklist. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's the checklist. And we have the team here to support you, to walk you through it, make sure you have all the documentation that you need. The good thing is we have certification lab workshops. And so we have different programs and workshops to assist you from time to time throughout the year so that you're not trying to do this on your own. So that's the checklist. And it's for the second page is talking about the different business structure. Are you a partnership? Are you a corporation? Are you an LLC? And these are some of the documentation that you're going to need as well. And again, when you meet with our certification specialist, they'll walk you through all of this. Next slide. So, okay, so we ask that you just go ahead and scan that QR code so we can get feedback from you from this workshop today. We look for the feedback on how we can do things better, or what information helpful, beneficial to you. We encourage your feedback. So if you go ahead and scan that QR code. Okay, next slide. You got an error? Okay, if you got an error, if it's not working, I'll let the team know. Here's my email, here's my contact information. So I'll let the team know that QR code is not working. Thank you for letting me know. All right, that's my contact information on the screen. And mainly what you do if you want to work with the Minority Business Assistance Center or our program and marketing coordinator, her name is Shanita Green. She will be your first point of contact. And then she will assign a business advisor to you. I'm one of the business advisors. Okay, so you have my contact information. Our certification specialist, her name is Victoria Jennings. And what we'll do is basically we'll triage you, we'll have you work. Your first introduction to MBAC will probably be me as your business advisor. Then we'll connect you with the certification specialist or other specialists on our team. We have a financial advisor. So we'll connect you with one of the specialists on our teams, that will help you to assist you whatever your business needs are. Okay. So at this time, we will respond to some of the questions in the chat. If you can email me, you see my email information, go ahead and send me an email and we'll make sure that we allow you to provide your feedback. So. Again, so I see some of the questions in the chat. Yes, you're going to get the recording. Okay. We answered the question about certification. There's no charge for that. Okay. Are there any certifications for businesses that are just getting established, say less than 1 year in business? We don't have any further certifications. You have to be in business at least 1 year with the state of Ohio certification. Um, so we don't offer, you have to be in business at least 1 year. And then another question was, do you have to be LLC? You don't have to be an LLC. You can be a sole proprietor. Once, once you apply, how long does it take for the approval? Up to 120 days. Are there any provisions made for people who are strictly disabled? That would be the EDGE certification. You would be looking at the EDGE certification because one of the requirements are that you have to be either you have a disability, be it physical or mental. So that's the social component for the EDGE certification. And then you have to meet the economic requirement as well, which is your personal net worth cannot exceed $750,000 at the time when you're applying into the EDGE program. And also, and that doesn't include your primary residence and also the total assets less than 6 million. So if you meet those requirements, you may be eligible for the EDGE certification. Does the EDGE require both social and economic? Yes, it does. Hi, Kelly. Great to meet you as well. I will reach out to the team to get you the QR code and we will connect with SCORE and make sure you have that. Yes. Great. Be reaching out. Okay, excellent. Michelle, all right. Okay, we will definitely get you connected, Ms. Jones, with Shanita Green. Yes, indeed. Okay, so it says there's a question regarding tax. How is the sole proprietor handled with showing the 51%? Well, with the sole proprietor, you and your business are considered one and the same. It's just you. If you're a sole proprietor, I mean, they're gonna be looking at your everything is one and the same. So um, you don't have it's not a separation. The bit you and your business are one and the same. So you wouldn't have, so I know we talked about with the LLC, there's that you're going to have your taxes, your financial statements and things like that. So you won't have as much information required as a sole proprietor. You won't have some of the other documentation that's required for someone who has a different business structure. So what if I've been in business over a year but but have not positive income, will the certifications not be available? Again, if you've been in business over a year, what they're going to look at is they're going to look at the fact that what have you done in your business? What are you doing to move your business forward? They're going to look at all that information. Have you made any capital investments in your business? Even though you may not have a lot of income, even if you lost money, I mean, are you moving your business? Are you trying to grow your business? That's what the state is going to look at. Now, if you just say I set up an LLC or whatever, and I haven't done anything, then there's really nothing for them to go on. I mean, you really can't build any financial statements because they're going to look at your balance sheet, your profit and loss, or your income statement, your cash flow statement. And if there's nothing flowing in and out, I mean, that's really going to that's difficult. That's a hard pull to ask someone to certify a shell. They're not going to certify a shell. I just tell you that right now. So if you are growing, trying to grow your business, move your business forward, you say I purchase equipment, software, something, they need to see some type of progression that you're trying to grow your business, right? So, and even if you had some transactions, maybe they have been sporadic, but you've been steadily, like you've had so many transactions in the first quarter and this and that, at least they see some type of progression in your business. Even though you may say I've lost money, that's not the main thing. They want to see that you're trying to grow your business. That's what the state is looking at. I've had clients get certified, like Mr. Brown, they make that much money. I'm like, that's not what they're looking at. And they got certified. They got certified. And they're like, why I got certified? Because they could see that that client was trying to grow and scale their business. And the documentation would prove that out. And that's why they look at your tax returns, your financial statements, everything should sync up, right? If you saying you made this much money on your income statement, and then your taxes don't line up with it, then there's going to be some questions. There's going to be some red flags. So everything, they're looking at consistency all along the way, all your documentation. Okay, I see a question. I have an LLC for my business for years, but I have filed tax under myself as an individual. So I do not have business tax separately. Am I still qualified for the certification? Um, Leo Chang, well, let's take that one offline. I have to do some, let me check on that for you. Okay. Okay, I see a question. How do I show 51% ownership? Okay, so it depends on how you've set up your business. If you have an operating agreement, your operating agreement will show that with your business as far as the ownership split. Um, if you have 51% ownership, is it just you? Do you have someone else in your business? It's more than one owner. How have you decided to, you know, assign the ownership percentage of your business? So the state is going to look for that as well, depending on what your business structure is. If you're an LLC, someone's going to have at least a 51% ownership interest in the company. If you're a women's business enterprise, somebody's going to have at least a 51% ownership interest in the company. So that's something, that sounds like that's something that we would need to go ahead, again, reach out to us and we can go a little deeper, do a deeper dive on that just to see exactly what's going on. Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions I see. So I thank you for your time today. And again, if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us at the Minority Business Assistance Center. We'd be more than willing to help you, partner with you, help you to grow and scale your business. And if you're saying I'm not really in business right now, I'm thinking about getting started in business, we have resources here at the Entrepreneurship Center will help you. We have our Small Business Development Center that can help you. If you're in the ideation phase of your business right now, you just have an idea, still reach out to us and we'll connect you to the proper channel that can assist you wherever you are in your business.
Richard, I'd like to thank you for a great presentation. A lot of compliments coming through on the chat. Everybody appreciating all the hard work that your group does and the services that it provides. I'll just say one more time before we close that everyone who is on the chat will get a copy of the slides and also a link to the recording. Give us a few days to get that out to you. We have a contractor who does that, so your stuff will go into the queue. So probably look for that in the next week and we'll get to you. And again, remember the contact information there for Richard Brown and his team at the Minority Business Assistance Center. They're here to serve you and they're waiting for your call. Thank you again, and we're going to close the session now. Have a good day.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.